So the first thing to know is your subconscious speaks frequencies, not words, not English, not Spanish, not Portuguese, not Chinese, not Vietnamese. Your subconscious mind speaks frequency, which means it takes the essence of what you say, not what you say in and of itself. So when you're a kid and you hear on the news and you hear in a movie and you hear in the household from parents, or you hear from the teachers or other friends around you, and you hear that the rich people are ruining the world, you don't take what it says literally and say, oh yeah, if you're too greedy, it's bad. You don't take what it says literally. You take what it says from a frequency level, which is money is bad. That's how the associations work in the subconscious. So you pretty quickly get programmed that way. That's how my daughter would get programmed, and that's how you and I would get programmed. It's the overall frequency of the repetitive messages that we hear. It's basically, we get reinforced with propaganda all day long. From our dinner tables when we're growing up at the household, or from the dominant music that is approved by the powers that be. These are all the same powers that be that control Hollywood. The dominant messages and frequencies that we hear from conversations in media sends a message to our subconscious mind, and it comes down to frequency. And this is why I'm so into the second mind, and the idea of the second mind is because the first mind is the one programmed by society, and the second mind is the one that you've consciously reprogrammed. It's you taking your mind back from society. It's you deleting the viruses off your supercomputer and upgrading the software. And this is my intention, at least, to do with my daughter. We're all human and we have our own mistakes here and there, but that's my intention to do with my daughter. So if you want to check that out as well, it's thesecondmind.com. It's in the description, in the comments right there down below, and it's a free demo for my neuroprogrammer to reprogram your mind. Step number 2 is to understand neuroplasticity. And it sounds like a really abstract term, but it's really important to understand this. This is the new science that still is not in our school systems. You can interpret that however you want, but it's still not in our school systems. Neuroplasticity. So neuroplasticity means that your neuro, meaning your brain is plastic, meaning it's moldable, it's changeable, it's reprogrammable. Like for instance, the software on a computer is plastic, meaning you can reinstall new software. It's not hard to do. If you know what you're doing, it's not hard to do. You just upload the new software, you reprogram the new software. But if you don't know what you're doing, then your brain's basically static, right? It's like the old it's like the old adage, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And that's how we used to think we were. We were stuck with the way we were programmed. Nothing could be further from the truth. And neuroplasticity shows us this. There's a term in neuroscience that says Hebb's law. Nerve cells that fire together wire together, which basically means that the dominant ways that your synaptic connections are formed in your brain, they eventually wire together, and then they continue to wire together, and then they continue to wire together, and then they continue to wire together. It's just like an attraction or a momentum factor that happens neurologically. As you have the same emotions and thoughts and beliefs, they continue to reinforce and wire together. But the great thing about that is you can always prune old neurological connections and build new ones. This is the term in neuroscience called pruning. So when you have a synaptic connection, meaning two neurons fire and wire together and they build a connection in your brain, if you want to erase old limiting ones, it's called pruning. And you can do this very easily if you use daily repetition to insert new synaptic connections or new neurological connections in your brain. And this is plasticity at work. This is neuroplasticity at work, meaning your brain is plastic, it's moldable, it's malleable, it's changeable, it's reprogrammable. And this, in essence, is upgrading the software. So this is stepping out of your first mind and then consciously deciding how you want your brain or your mind to be programmed. So again, if you want to check that out, it's in the description in the comments right there down below. It's thesecondmind.com, and it's my free demo for the neuroprogrammer. And you can use that in the description in the comments right there down below. And the third and final thing is that imagination is the building blocks of your neurological future, meaning imagination is your future brain, thus it is your future life. Imagination is higher dimensional thought, that if you can continue to focus on the things you are imagining, if you continue to form clear mental pictures in your mind, they'll eventually build themselves into your subconscious programs, and they will eventually install themselves neurologically into the hardware of your brain. And when that happens, it's the same thing as when your software in your computer gets installed and the new app is there. The app is there on your computer. You can use it whenever you want. Similarly, the apps or the desired destinations get installed into your brain and into your mind. And once they're installed, they pretty much take over on autopilot. In the same way that you send a GPS for a car, you set it and you're going to go to Los Angeles. Even if you get off the freeway here and there, it's always going to redirect you back to the quickest way to get to your programmable destination, to your programmed destination. Similarly, you are setting a program in your mind. And that programmed destination in your mind is set neurologically. And you're turning through all the neurological connections and synaptic connections. But ultimately, the brain has been programmed to produce a destination that is in harmony with the ideas that have been instilled into it. And so the question is, how have I been programmed since childhood? What did my parents teach me? What did my childhood teach me? What did the music and movies that I listened to teach me? What did my teachers teach me? What did the adults around me or the guardians or the supervisors around me teach to me? Because most people have been programmed to believe money is bad, money is evil. They've been programmed to believe true love doesn't exist. Over 50% of people get divorced, so they're programmed not to believe that the ideal relationship is out there. 75% of people are actively disengaged from their jobs, which means 3/4 of people don't like what they do. So the vast majority of people have never truly had a dream job or a dream business. So that's projected out into the collective consciousness as well. 9 out of 10 people die with less than $10,000 and virtually no financial assets. The average American says they can't come up with $500 for an emergency. About 75% of people say they're living paycheck to paycheck. I could just go on and I could go on and I could go on. And what is this telling you? The majority, the consensus, the average, the 99% do not have the life that they want. And if you aren't careful, then the chances are you've been programmed by them, by the mass consensus, by society, subconsciously, and that subconscious program is playing itself out in the results in your life. The good news is you can reprogram it at any time, but the first step is to understand and uncover, to become aware of, your subconscious program. So ask yourself, what are you programmed to believe about money? What were you programmed to believe about love? What were you programmed to believe about success, opportunity, the future, yourself, what you're capable of? And if you rewrite those and you recognize those are first mind limited programs, and you can upgrade, reinstall your second mind and turn your brain into a magnet for what you want, then life becomes easier. It becomes like a cheat code. You discover the secret of your supercomputer, which is that you can upgrade the software. So if you want to upgrade the software on your supercomputer, be sure to check out thesecondmind.com. It's right there down below in the description, in the comments right there down below, thesecondmind.com. It's my neuroprogrammer software to reprogram, rewire, and upgrade your mind to turn it into a powerful supercomputer or super attractor so that you can get everything that you want in life. So there's a free demo in the description, in the comments right there down below. If you haven't yet, check out and make sure you hit the like button right over there on this side and right over there on this side. The like button's what sends us out into the YouTube universe so more people see it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below and say, all I want comes to me now. Comment down below, all I want comes to me now. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.